guys, Jamie Letchworth, no bullshit, coming at you from good old sunny Las Vegas here in the studio. It's been a hot second since I've actually hopped on here, but every time I come on, I like to tell you guys what I'm doing, what I'm learning, and where I'm going. Today's inspiration behind this podcast specifically is to inspire those that want to climb a mountain and to know that you cannot climb mountains alone.
For sure.
Rodgers is one of my favorite authors that I love to read her content and find inspiration in, and I will link the book below. But she specifically has this chapter on climbing Millionaire Mountain and how it takes a tribe. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have this beautiful human on my show today. Her name is Aileen, and she is part of my tribe. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'd love to introduce her and what she does. Aileen has used a holistic approach in her esthetician, spa, and home and health beauty products. She uses her hands to heal. But we will go all the way back to how we met. And this is for all my 9-to-5ers that grind their dreams on the daily. We've met in the hospital, and we run the hallways often together, and we're passerbyers. And honestly, we were talking about it today. I don't even remember the first time we met.
No, I don't either. I know that we truly naturally gravitated towards each other. We both work long hours at the hospital, so you run into pretty much everyone. But we are the same. We greet everybody in the hallways. Yeah. We like to spread love throughout the day, and we just always gravitated towards each other.
Yes, I think she has that smile. And
so do you.
Yeah, when you meet those good people, like she says, you gravitate. So she's just always someone I gravitated towards. And it was funny because we were totally game planning this interview today, and I was like, I don't even remember. And she's like, either do I. What I love about her and her story is much like mine, is that we work at the hospital, and we started our mission at the hospital for specific reasons. But then we grew and we learned that we have so much more to give.
For sure.
So tell me a little bit about your work at the hospital. And what do you do there?
So I'm a Nevada licensed pharmacy technician. I'm a compounding pharmacy technician. I've been a pharmacy technician for 13 years now. I started in retail, and then I went to Centrix Pharmacy, which is an inpatient pharmacy, and then I work at Centennial now. I've always wanted to be in the field of healing. Originally, I thought I wanted to be in the field of medicine, the pharmacology world, because my grandparents owned a pharmacy back in Mexico in the 70s, in the 80s, and the 90s, and it's always been a part of my family, but theirs was more of the natural side.
I love that. So would you say your grandparents were a huge inspiration in this?
For sure. My grandparents and my parents, definitely. They've taught me a lot of what I know with the natural medicine and the herbs, and, so that's where I first started in pharmacy. But as the years went by, I was getting burnt out, and I truly didn't love it.
Okay.
I thought I loved it. I loved aspects of it, but not the whole entire thing. So that's when I decided to venture out and see what I truly like.
And what made you do that? What was like the pause in your life
that made me shake me up? I think I was just burnt out working long hours in the hospital.
God, I could feel you there.
6 days a week.
Yes.
And it just got the best of me emotionally and physically, mentally. I was very depressed and sad. So I started with the hobby of making candles for myself, and I gave them out as gifts, and people loved them. And I started to, really get into how can I make this candle cleaner for myself and for others.
And that's what I was just going to ask. So I think how I found you specifically were your candle products first.
Yes.
But let me tell you guys, she has much more than just candles. And tell me about your candles. How are your candles different? How did you make them different? How did you make them very Aileen?
So for me, I love burning candles. Candles is like I like to say, one of my ways to help soothe my nervous system by hearing the crackling of the wood, the fragrance that will easily trigger memories and help you, just chill out.
Yes.
So I started making candles because the regular candles make me nauseous and dizzy and lightheaded, and I have to air out the house after I burn a candle because it's not good stuff in there.
Yeah.
So I started to formulate my candle. The candles that I make are all plant-based. They're all natural. They're organic products. They're apricot and coconut cream waxed. And they're infused with all natural oils, essential oils. And then they have the crackling wooden wick, so you will hear it crackle like a little fireplace.
Yes.
So they're skin safe. They're also massage candles, so you could apply it to the skin and massage into the skin.
And everything's made by you?
Everything is made by me.
With your compounding skills from the pharmacy?
So
you learned one thing and put it into I think that's perfect.
Yes.
That's dope.
So I have 13 years of experience of compounding, and I love the natural aspect of making things. So I try to get something that I love, and then how can I make this cleaner?
Oh, see, and I always like to highlight the why behind something, and I think your why is much more than just a candle. I myself am a shopper of her shop, and specifically, I recently had a procedure done, and I am a huge person that likes to have holistic vibes. I wanted to create this setting in my house. I wanted to be very healing, and you were one of the very first people I thought of. And I was like doing all of my things that day, and I was like, how can I put the cherry on top? And so I text her, and I said, I'm looking for a candle specifically for healing. And you told me, you're like, I have the most perfect thing.
Yes.
And you gave me the description of this said candle. And when my mom took me home that day, she lit that thing. And it was really cool because I never really noticed the crackle of the flame itself, and it put me right to sleep.
Yes, it's very calming.
And so I love the why that you put into it because I felt it. It was more than just the candle and the experience. And mind you, this smells amazing.
Yes.
But I felt that why. And then even when you told me the purpose behind that specific one that I purchased and how you made it and how you curated it and stuff like that.
I set intentions for all of my candles.
Yeah.
I like to make them under like the full moon if I can, and I like to put stones and natural stones, and I'll have I don't really market them as that. I market them more as like my clean organic candle, but every candle is made with intention. They all have like healing properties. Either they have the crystals. I have the all natural beeswax candle that is literally good for like eczema and stuff like that. So I really try to incorporate and go to the next level. How can I make this better? Even now, I still ask myself that every day, like, how can I make my product better?
Dude, that's so cool. And then I you know what, the intention is what got me with that candle.
Yes.
So I don't know if you ever feel like you might find more hippies like me, but
sure.
if you put the intention of that specific candle, I mean, that one spoke to me, and I was like, oh, that one must go home. So that's just my own, like, you know, little, but I specifically that gravitated towards me and to anybody that likes the stones or anything with intention that's purposely made.
For sure.
But not only do you market beautiful candles, I got the experience. I think I've known you for maybe 5-6 years now. I've had the experience. I'd also like to say that she opened up her own esthetician shop.
Yes, I did.
And I've never had a facial before that. I don't know if you know that, but I never have. So I was totally a first timer. But for me, it was much more than a facial. It was more of, like you said, a holistic experience.
Yes.
I didn't know that going in, to be quite honest. But she sets a tone in her happy space, or I'm just assuming it is your happy space because it felt very warm. But tell me a little bit about your esthetician journey and how that came about.
So my esthetician spa is called Her Skin Therapy.
By the way, I'll link everything below. Please follow. Please love.
Thank you.
Yes.
My last name is Hernandez, so I wanted to incorporate a little bit of me in the name. So Her Skin Therapy. Pretty much, my mission is to give a holistic approach to skincare. Okay. So what I have in mind for my client, my target client, is somebody who's coming in to look for a mind, body, spiritual approach to healing their skin, but not just from the inside, not just from the outside, from the inside as well. So like you got to experience, I really try to set my intentions for that client to have the best experience that they possibly can with me, including the massage part, everything from the towels that I have to the music I'm playing to just the ambience that I give to my clients, the products that I'm using. I reach and gravitate towards organic, holistic, products, and I'm trying to create my own as well. I'm in the works of formulating my own products with my experience of 13 years of pharmacy compounding and my experience of the natural, botanical, and herbs that I've been studying for a while now. So stay tuned for that. That will be definitely coming in. I already do use some of my own products in the spa with my clients, customized to their face.
Beautiful.
Which you got to experience.
I got to experience firsthand. Yes. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. I love radiated from the inside out, truly.
Thank you. Yes. So my biggest mission is also to help my clients, regulate their nervous system. I feel like our nervous systems are very dysregulated, and we try to approach life with a dysregulated nervous system without knowing that that's what's going on, whether that's with stress or with food or just, life gets to us.
General.
Yeah, you know. So my hobby is to study psychology and mental health and podcasts like yours, and I really soak it in. And when my clients come to me and ask me, I try to be as knowledgeable as I can, to help them out as much as possible. And it's just really my spa for me is just really to create a safe space for everybody that comes in there.
I love that.
Including myself.
Exactly. And if we're not doing it for ourselves, then that's a huge piece of it. I love what you say, that you do everything with intention. And what I love most is I learned from you often. I always watch your content. I ingest your content because you shouldn't be ingesting content that doesn't bring you joy. And I've learned that too. So every time you scroll through her pages, it's very calming. And I like it how you say how your goal is to help the disrupted nervous system. I think all of us have a little bit of a disruption in our nervous system. It's whether or not you acknowledge that it's there, right?
For sure.
And then I think we're both kind of in the same business that we're offering tools to help regulate it, you know? And but I love your tools so much because it is so much mindset. And I love how, like you said, you set intention from every session that you have live to every candle that you made to every product that you make, essentially. So when you're just talking about manifestation, can I ask you what are some of your daily manifestating like tools and the only reason why I ask is because I'm trying to incorporate that more into my own life.
For sure.
Just for me personally, a gratitude journal.
For sure.
I feel like life can be very chaotic, and sometimes I don't slow down and just be grateful for the small things.
For sure.
I'm very grateful for this opportunity today.
Same.
Yeah. But when you write it down, I love the power of pen to paper. And then I also I've been trying to journal more because I like reading my old journals.
For sure.
Because I'm like, oh my God, who is that girl? And oh my God, that bitch grew. But I'm trying to be more consistent. Meditation for me is something I'm trying to embrace as well, but it's not something I'm a very anxious person.
Same.
So I need to learn to be still in my own body. And so that's something that I'm trying to do. But things that I'm doing well so far right now is a gratitude journal and just my own self-reflection journal. But please, when you're setting intention or you're manifesting, whether it be for your business or for you personally, what are some of your favorite tools to do?
So me personally, I'm not like a master at manifesting yet. I'm working my way there. So I'm still learning each and every day. But for sure, when I first go and set intentions, I always try to start off calm, close my eyes, take a deep breath, visualize myself, how I want to feel and what I want to see, and just really put myself in that situation and in that environment mentally and emotionally. I need to feel it here before I could execute it out. Everything that I've done, I felt it first.
Yes.
I felt it. I knew it was mine.
Okay.
And then it came about. Obviously, you got to take action. You know, you have to have discipline.
But go there first.
Yeah, definitely. My manifestation process is calm my nervous system, calm down, breathe, meditate, and really just focus on the image and the feeling of having what you want. And know that it's yours. You know, just know that it's yours. And obviously, I'm not perfect at it. You know, I do have like imposter syndrome, or you know, I feel like I'm not doing it good, and it's not good enough. You know, so I really have to give myself grace, and I also remind myself that it doesn't have to be 100%. As long as it's 75% good, then I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the hardest things, and maybe for anybody that is an entrepreneur or trying to share whatever passion it is that they love, it's something that I also struggle with. But anymore I tell myself, just put the piece of content out there.
For sure. And it's hard.
Or hop in the studio and interview that woman. Or just to let you know, this is very hard for me. And we're going to look back at this. We decided before we got on here that this is episode 3. And then we're going to re-film it episode 107.
Yes.
And we'll see how we grew. So please stay tuned. There's much growth to be had. But I love that. I love that part of manifesting and telling yourself it's already yours. So any woman out there that is a dreamer, much like myself and my friends, see it first. Take action, and then just jump.
Yeah.
I think I do that like physically. Like I remember, this is like but I used to go cliff jumping, and I remember that fear.
Jumping.
I remember that fear and that pump and those butterflies in your stomach. I had butterflies in my stomach driving down here.
Same.
And I remember just plug your nose and jump. You gonna be alright.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know why I put that in situations like this.
For sure.
Or like in any situation, but I'm like, just plug your nose and jump.
Yes.
I mean, what's gonna happen? And when you get to the other side, you come out of water. You're like, God damn, that felt good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you.
I agree
too.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. But not only do you handcraft these intentional candles from an in-service spa as well, what other products do you have coming about?
So right now I have my massage candles, apricot coconut cream wax, and then my beeswax candles. I have wax melts as well. I have perfumes.
Yes.
And I'm about to launch my facial serum.
Okay.
And I also have a massage oil that I already have. I haven't started selling them yet. I've been giving them out as samples, and I've also been using them in the spa for the massage portion of the spa. Yeah. It's infused with CBD.
That's fantastic.
That I source here in Vegas.
Fantastic.
at the farmer's market.
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
And your lashes. I'm sorry, but I go on your page to see your beautiful lashes
Yes.
as
Oh,
well.
yeah, that's right. I'm also a lash artist. Yes.
I just have to throw that out there for the ladies that love their lashes. I don't have lashes on right now, but I love me some long lashes.
Yes.
She does beautiful full set lashes as well.
Yes, I do. I do the more classic beauty look.
Okay.
I prefer the natural side of the lash game, so I do gravitate towards more of a natural look.
Oh, beautiful.
And then as a licensed esthetician, I do the facials, I do the lashes, and then I sell the candles and the clean home products. Facial products is soon to come as well.
Beautiful. So if anybody's looking for a holistic approach to setting the tone in their homes or their offices, or getting more than just a facial or beautiful natural set lashes, this is my friend here, located here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
I hope she'll be shipping soon.
Yes. I ship.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
She ships.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I'm going to
I
attach.
have a website. My website is casavalentinaCandles.com.
Oh, did you hear how it rolled off the
Yeah.
tongue? I don't know if I can say it like that, but everything will be linked below. So please check out her website, check out
Yes.
her on social media if you want to see how she handcrafts this. But I just got a few more questions. How did you learn to do what you do?
As far
as candles, or just owning your own shop as an esthetician on the side of being a pharmacy tech, how did you learn that?
So I've always known very young that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. That's something that's always just been inside of me. When I was little, my hobbies, were like picking flowers from the garden. We've always had a garden growing up. My dad was a landscaper, and I have a green thumb. My parents all have green thumbs. So I would go and gather herbs and stuff, and I would muddle them myself and make potions. I would call them potions, and perfumes and lotions, supposedly. And then that just kept growing and growing, and it never went away. And it's always been poking at me like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah.
So I kept incorporating it into my life without really knowing that that's what I've always truly wanted to do.
Yes.
So that's where the pharmacy comes from. I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist because I wanted to work in that field, but I truly don't. It doesn't resonate with me. I love the field. I respect it. It's taught me so much.
Yeah.
But it's not true to who I am.
Set your soul on fire type
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yes. And I love natural medicine. I love the herbs. I love the mixing. I love the having 10 ingredients and coming up with, different recipes from it and seeing the results in it. That's what truly drives me more than anything.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So not just making candles, but any product.
Yeah.
I just so happened to start with the candles, and I mastered it. So now I'm moving on to the next product. But
always growing, always learning.
And most of the stuff that I learned, I did learn on YouTube. Like my friend says, YouTube University.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
So I learned a lot from YouTube. Other people's content. That post educational content. I learned from there. Podcasts. I love podcasts.
I was just gonna throw it out. Yeah.
My favorite podcast that I listen to right now is like Lewis House, School of Greatness. Jim Fortin. He has a really good business podcast.
Nice.
I listen to Manifestation podcast as well. So I just kind of picked up from everywhere. Like my brain just soaks up what it loves and it retains it.
And that was the whole goal behind this, is to network.
Yes.
Network. And anytime we see each other in the hospital, what podcast are you listening to? Or what book are you listening to?
Or we'll just randomly send each other.
All the time. So always know that, like, never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
And always share what you're learning with the next best person.
Yes.
But I love that. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
Any projects that are coming up that you would like to share?
Yes. So my spring collection is coming out for Casa Valentina candles. I have 3 really beautiful fragrances coming out. Yuzu Blossom is one of my top notes that I'll be using for my candles. It smells so beautiful. And also I'll be attending a farmer's market, Mary's Pop-Up.
I'm a huge fan of farmer's
yes.
markets. I'll be there.
Yes.
I don't have to work yet.
Yes.
So, yes.
It's on April 22nd.
Okay.
It's on South Rainbow in the Smith's parking lot.
Okay.
I don't know exactly the
I'll attach
direction.
a link down here, April 22nd here in Las Vegas.
Yes,
come see my girl.
From 3 to 8.
Okay.
Yes, and then also for my spa, Her Skin Therapy, I'm going to be launching my spring collection facials.
Okay.
One of the facials that I'm really excited about is my caviar facial.
Nice.
So I'll be having that starting probably in the next 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
It'll be out and ready.
I like it how you're always building something. You're always making something, crafting something.
I am.
On to the next one.
Always.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what keeps me going.
Fantastic.
For sure.
The last thing I'd like to leave our listeners with, I always like to ask, what would you tell somebody that is where we are or where we are going? someone who has big dreams, but maybe too afraid to maybe push that piece of content or too afraid to hit publish on that website, what would you tell that woman? Or what would you even tell you as that woman 5 years ago? What would you tell her? What would you say to her?
I would say to her, anything is possible. Even though you're scared, just keep going. If you don't know how to do it, find somebody who does. Yes. Be very resourceful. I think that has been my number one attribute to myself, is that I'm very resourceful. If I don't know how to do it, I'll find somebody who does.
Oh, yes.
And don't be scared. I know it's easier said than done because fear runs deep, at least within me. Fear of what other people are going to say or think, or if I'm going to fail, or if I even know what I'm doing. I say just go for it, because truly you're doing yourself a disservice and the rest of us a disservice if you're not showing your gifts with us.
Oh my God, you're a beautiful soul. Yeah. That was a great answer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, I would like to end this note on if there's anything that in this podcast ever speaks to you personally, or if there's anything that you wish that you would like to share or questions you may have, Jamie Let's No Bullshit. You can find my podcast on YouTube. You can listen to this on Spotify, Apple iTunes, and all of our social media accounts will be tagged up below. But again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please. Okay, good.
Okay, so I want to ask you the same question. What would you say to the fellow entrepreneur woman out there trying to make it and is struggling to take that first step?
So I think about me 5 years ago. I am a tremendously different person than I was 5 years ago, and I am so happy to have courage. And I think failure is one of somebody's best attributes. I have failed so many times. I have launched a product, watched it fail. I have relaunched it. I have branded and rebranded. I have made podcasts in my car. Yes. And then it just happens to come about that one person listens to it, or you meet a friend in the hallway that also believes so passionately in their mission and just knows that if I'm not figuring it out right now, that there's another way. Yes. Much like what you said, one of my best friends always says, if you don't know something, you figure it out. And that's what I really love about it. So I think failure is someone's best gift. But if you can view it as that, as like, oh, I failed, but how can I get better?
Yeah.
So that's why we pre-gamed this interview. We said, okay, this is Jamie's second interview, but third time ever in the studio. What is episode 107 going to look like?
It's gonna look
look
amazing.
It's gonna look amazing. Well, we look amazing right now. But no, thank you for that. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So again, all of my links, you can catch me on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, all of our social. Please follow us in our big dreams. And if you too are a dreamer, you don't get up, you stand up, or you don't fall down, you stand up and keep going.
That's right.
All right. Much love, Coach Jamie.